Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the second video of the three-part series I'm doing for each of the maps on Cypher camera spots. I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for the support I got from the first video. It seems as if you guys really did enjoy it, and I honestly really enjoyed making it, so I'm gonna keep going, and yeah, let's just jump right into the next map. Today we're gonna be looking at Split, as these people have requested down in the comments below, so thank you for letting me know what you guys want to see, and yeah, like I said, I appreciate you guys, and I just want you to keep letting me know what sort of content you want me to make in Valorant, because I'm more than happy to do it, and yeah, I've just been really enjoying this game. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Hey guys, so to start off this video, I'm going to show you a bunch of different camera spots that you can actually put outside of the B site. What I found about this map specifically is that a lot of walls are just plain surfaces that are extremely flat and narrow and straight, pretty much like these ones, so you can't really find any good nitty-gritty spots like I did in the last video. But what this map does have is a huge open world outside of the physical map that you can actually place and hide cameras there. So throughout this video you're going to be seeing a lot of outside cams, but I promise you guys these are insane and you've probably never seen them before, because all of these I found personally by myself through testing. I didn't look anywhere else to find them. So if you're here, you're lucky. So for the first one, you're going to walk over to this wall, and as the game starts, you're going to want to jump and basically place the cam right up there. Now when you get on it, you can see exactly where the default plant is in a bit of the site. This one's extremely hidden away because when the attackers come in, they're going to be covering all these other angles. Why would they even care to look out here? They would have to step up this far, and they're already exposed to rafters and CT. There's no way they're going to find this cam, and this one's really good for just tagging those people planting default and finding out who's going to be on site. Now for the next one, this one's a common spot. This one goes right up here. And this also looks directly down into that B garage, as well as following that default plant spot. This is another one I found, which is pretty interesting, but between this little crack here, and you can sort of just mess around and find exactly where you want to place the cam. This one's really not that good, but if you want, you can sort of bring it up higher, and right about here, you can jump it there, and this one looks right into garage again. This one's a little more visible from their side, but as long as they're in the site already and you get on it, they might not expect it to just be all the way out here. Now this is probably the craziest spot you guys have ever seen. Well, there are some more crazy ones coming up, but this one here you can do by yourself by hopping up here, and when the phase ends, you're going to want to run up here and jump. You're basically going to want to try to get the camera right about here on that shot, so to the right of this thick beam and sort of in the middle of this line here. So you're going to jump like this, sort of just throw it out randomly like that. That one wasn't that good. I'm going to try to rethrow it again. This again comes with practice. Yeah, right about there. So as you can see, you actually get to see that default plant spot right there, as well as into B garage, and if they're going to be pushing past the pillar here. This one again is pretty incredible, and I don't think anyone's going to expect it. It's pretty well hidden behind the roof here, but look at that. You can see right down into garage and all of this sort of default plant area. This one I found myself, and I think it's really nasty, and you don't need any sort of assistance from a Sage to boost you. You can do it yourself by just leaping off here and placing it right there. Now one quick last one I found here on the B site is right in the slit. You can actually put it right in there. You can't really go too low or too high, but there's a sweet spot right about there where you can throw your camera in here. Now let me tell you, this one won't give you too much vision, but it will at least see the cross, and you can use it to sound whore to listen exactly if anyone's playing in hell around this area. Sometimes the attackers will push up here once they get control of the site, and if you hop on the cam, you can hear if someone is playing there, or you might just see people crossing here. This one's not really good for tagging people, but I figured I'd include in the video since I found it, and you might find it interesting. Now for these next few ones, I'm going to be using a Sage boost to get into higher location cam spots. I didn't want to record the audio since I was just talking to my friend here who helped me out with doing this, but basically boosting up using that Sage wall, you can actually push to the end of it and get a lot higher coverage with your camera to cover basically the whole map, and as you can see there, also down into where mid connects to. And with this one, if you push it further out to the side on that barrel or whatever it is, you can see more into the corner and also into that B garage push area while still seeing a bit of heaven and the mid push. Now if you wall at the end here, this one actually peeks into basically the spawn of where the defenders are. You want to push the end and find the furthest angle you can get. There's going to be a sign covering it, but between the sign and the roof, there's a little angle that you can actually see exactly where the defenders literally spawn. So this one, you can pretty much spawn peek them. Obviously you won't be able to shoot them, but from the get-go you can figure out where the attackers might be pushing, and you can call that out for your teammates. And I think this one's just extremely nasty, so it might be worth using a Sage wall to get this intel. It's up to you. Now to head over to the mid site, I'm going to quickly show you a couple cams I found. Now one would be just placing it on this third beam, so starting from here, that'd be the first, second, third, placing it right about there at the bottom. This gives you a good vision on how many are rushing out here in mid. They're not really going to expect it to be up this high. It is very visible once you sort of gain that control, but they're not going to be focused up there as they got to watch, you know, other angles as they push in, and it's out of line of sight once you're up here. And then, you know, by then they might find it, but I figured I'd throw this one in the video as well because it could be useful in some situations. Now for more Sage boost spots in the mid lane, you can place a cam right there from a safe angle. As you can see, I'm not exposed to mid just quite yet, but using that wall on the left side, I can place the cam up in that crevice. It can be seen pretty easily from tunnel, but it won't be seen at all from the market side. Now for this one, you're going to be on the attack side and you want to get that boost again. You want to find this angle right on this wall, and look at that. You can look directly into mid straight from spawn. Now you're gonna have to sacrifice that Sage wall if you want to get this location, but this one is pretty incredible. As you can see, pretty much all of mid right from that spawn location. Alright, now heading to the A site, I have some insane cameras. I keep stressing this, but it is truly crazy. I haven't seen these before on streams or anywhere. Like I said, I found them myself. This first one is going to be looking into spawn, literally. You basically want to jump up and throw this camera on the crown here. And there we go. So you kind of just want to look here and then jump up into the location where it goes. And you can look right into literally where that beam would be, where they spawn in, or well, not spawn, but where they're going to be waiting to make that push. So you can do this in the prep phase, so you know if they're going to be there or not by the time the round starts, and you can call this one out literally before the round starts if the take is going to be on A or elsewhere. Another one I found was just to place it up in this room. Basically, this is hidden behind this glass here, and it's quite hard to see. This looks at the cross when the attackers are pushing by this orb area up into ramp. It's pretty hard to see as it's hidden behind this tinted glass, and yeah, it looks right there. Now if you're looking for a cam to watch in this sort of ramp area, you can also do this one right from the spawn. So as the shields go down, you want to be up on this box, and you're going to be running and jumping off and placing the camera. Oh, I guess I could just place it without running and jumping. Yeah, so you just want to be placing the camera right there. For some reason I thought you had to jump off, but yeah, you can place it right there from the start, and you see right here, they won't be able to see it initially because it's out of their FOV, as there's sort of a block here. They can only see it once they're pushed out here, but by then they might not even be focused. It's way too high up and they're going to be looking at other angles, so you can sort of give calls to your teammates how many are going up ramp, how many are going down a short, or how many are back in this cubby here. Now if you're looking to deny or just figure out how many people are playing in behind this site, Or if you're trying to retake the site and figure out where the spike is, at the start of the spawn phase, what you can do is come over here and throw one of your cameras by jumping up and placing your camera right on this green triangle. And you can see right here, you could literally see this whole backside of the site and almost into elbow. And you can make these callouts of, you know, how many are playing back here, where the spike is, just by pinging. You know, I think this one personally is one of the better cameras on this site, and no one's going to be expecting it to be out here. No one's even going to care to aim this direction, you know? They're worried about heaven or short or elbow or whatnot. They're not going to be aiming down this side. So this cam's really hard for them to find. I mean, they won't expect it. It's outside of the map, and it gets a lot of intel if you're defending or attacking, just depending on how you want to use it. Now, another one you could do to sort of do the same thing would be getting it up onto this tree. You want to get it as high as possible, and it's kind of a glitch spot. You won't actually be able to see down into screen room here because of the way the anti-cheat system works. It's a little more complicated than just that, but you still will be able to see all of sight and behind this elbow area too. So this one is a glitch spot, but it's also really useful, sort of for the same reasons why that triangle spot was useful for. Alright, now I've showed you a bunch of defending ones. I gotta show some love to the attackers. Now if you're trying to attack and you want to get vision immediately on how many are playing in the back of a site, you can literally do this really cool cam looking through the second set of gap. I guess if this is the first gap, this would be the second gap. Just walk up here and jump and place the cam as high as you can. You can look right over here, and again, you can see right before the round even starts who's playing in behind A, and if there is, you can make these callouts or just sound whore from this camera location. Now, one more cam spot in this vicinity would be on this pillar. You want to place it right here, but it's red, so you go down to where it's blue, and then you jump up. Sorry, you want to keep it on this side. You jump up and place it right there. So now once you're in, you can see this is where that ramp leads up to into heaven, and this is a good one you can place before the map even starts and make a call out if there's like someone playing the op angle right here or not. Usually defenders are going to be holding this angle, and you can say, hey look, pre-fire that spot, and you can pretty much get a free pick immediately using that camera. They won't really be focused up here, it's too far out of their line of sight, but you can use it to get some pretty cheeky kills. Another one, you could actually be playing around with this huge pillar here. You can put your cam on a lot of different locations. So wherever it's blue, you kind of want to bring it down to where it's blue and then jump and place it at its highest point. I mean, look at this. They won't be able to see it until they're in sight. It is pretty much in the open, so I wouldn't recommend to use this one every time, but you could use it every once in a while to try to throw them off. And look, you can see into the corner here. You can almost see around the back of the site, and you can make some pretty good callouts if anyone's playing below heaven or not. And honestly, you can just play around with this whole pillar location. Like, you can find some pretty nasty angles. This one's hidden completely. Maybe that one wasn't the best example. But right here, right, they won't be able to see it at all from the site, but you could use this angle to see if anyone's pushing into screen room or pushing into heaven. So you can just find different locations around this whole pillar side from standing in heaven and placing them around and just testing it yourself at home if you want to find cool spots. And by the way guys, if you find any more spots that I didn't list in this video, make sure to message me and let me know where they are, and maybe I can feature you guys in a future video, because this series is doing really well and I'd love to continue doing it if you guys want to help me out and sort of build a collection of glitch spots or whatnot that we can use for the future. Now for this last one I have today on split would be right here for the attacker side. If you placed up here, you can look right into that heaven ramp at the top side, as you can do from spawn to see if anyone's playing there and make that call for your team. And that about wraps up the whole video here today, guys. Thank you so much if you got to the end. That means you're a real one. And because you got to the end, I'm going to show off one more quick spot that I forgot to put in my bind episode I did 2 days ago. And honestly, I just forgot to put it in there, but you know what, I'm going to keep this one as a bonus clip for you guys who got to the end. This one is really good. One of the best ones I've seen on the map, so I'm going to get right into it. So you want to be here on the B site of bind. This is a defender spot. you're going to want to just hop up onto this, and your camera will go right up in the corner of this area. You sort of just place it right there, and look at that. You look right into long. Really, really good angle. Not only can you see long, you can see almost all of B-side itself. So this cam is super good if you're trying to peek long. Let's say you have a buddy standing right here with a gun and you're just on the camera. You can just feed them the information right as they peek. Just say, you know, one there, and he can swing out and go for that peek. So I think this one's really good, and like I said, it also covers this whole map area here as well. So yeah, that about wraps up the video today. Please comment down below what sort of videos you want to see in the future. Also leave a like if you did enjoy it. It really does help me out. I promise you it does actually help out creators like myself trying to rebuild and sort of gain that momentum again. So if you could do that, that would be so much appreciated. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I really did enjoy making it, and look out for the next video in the next 2 days, and we're going to be looking at some haven spots. So thank you again, and goodbye.